So this video is going to go through part E of question 2 in sample paper A. So this one is based on the camera, so actually drawing the elevation and plan of it. So you can see there it tells the image below shows the design of a similar camera. Draw part 1, an elevation in the direction of arrow A, so you can see that there. Part 2, a plan projected from the elevation, so it'll be a plan view looking down on top. And then part 3, then something we haven't really looked at yet in class, but I'm just going to do it for this question, is determine the true shape of surface S. So basically when we see surface S in our elevation, it's not going to appear as a true shape, and we want to work out how to see that as a result. So again, we haven't done this in class yet, but I'm going to be doing it for this video as well anyway. So the first thing is always setting up this question. We only need the elevation in the plan. So there's going to be no end view. It's not going to be a view like over here. We're going to just have our elevation nice and neat in the center and our plan underneath. There's going to be nothing going above it. So the first thing I'm going to work out is the height. So you can see here 80 and then a radius of 40. So that's going to be 40 further up. So that gives me 120. And then I have a little 5mm here going up for the button. So it's going to be 125 as the height. So what I can do is, to leave a bit of space, I could say go down 135 to give myself a 10mm gap left from the top. So I can guarantee now that my elevation, when I take my heights up, they're not going to go outside the box here or go off the page. Next thing then, I'm going to work out my width and just position it nice and neatly kind of in the middle of the page, not too close to the right, not too close to the left. I end up going to this view here or going across and off the page there. So my width, you can see there, it's 130 from there to there. You have 15, 20 and 15. So 130 plus 15 is 145. You have 165 and then 180 then. So I can see there, if I set it right there roughly, my 0 there, my 180 there. I can see now I'm not going to go any further out here or any further out here. So what I can do then is I can take these two lines up, take my total height, it's 80 plus 40 is 120 and 5, 125, just like that there. And now what I have is that box there is going to fit my elevation, and then I'm going to take my lines down, so my widths, and as always 10, 15, even 20mm gap in between my two views. My plan goes directly underneath. I need to get my depth then. So you can see there it's 50, and then it has this octagonal kind of shape. So at the moment I won't be able to work out the exact depth of it there without drawing it first. So what I can do is I can just leave the way it is now and start focusing on my elevation. Excuse me. So the elevation is looking in the direction of arrow A. So what I can see that way. So what I'm going to do is first of all is focus on maybe this side here, and then I'll focus on this after. So my base is going to go heavy all the way across, and then I have a line going up 80mm. So I take my height 80 there, and then I have a radius 40 then. So that means that I'm going to have to go across 40 and then up 40 to get my quarter circle there. And that 5mm gap then is left, it's for the button that sticks out of the top. So with that set then, I have my center. I can now draw my quarter circle there. It's going to be a radius 40. You can see that's heavy there. After that then, I have a line going across all the way to that corner there, and that distance you can see is 70 and then 10, and that gives me out to that point there. So you can see 70 and 10 will give me that, so I need a little bit more there. So what I can just do is I can take that across, I can just mark off like dots where I'm going to have my 70 and my 10 for when I take down into my plan view. So there's my 70 and my 10. After that then, I'm going to have the gap left in between. I'll work out my plan after, but I can see that this line here, it will go all the way across, all around there, so that'll be just one straight line, like that there, and then it goes all the way down. So at the moment I'm not going to work out any of this there, I'm going to need my plan for some of that. So next thing I can work out then is like the position, say, of my button here. So I can see that it's going to be a radius 10, and the center of it, it lines up with that 15, 20, 15. So I can mark that off there, 15, 20, and then 15. And those measurements actually will give me these lines here, so I don't need to work it out actually at all. I can take them straight up. They are heavy. So I have my lines there, and I can see that on this line here, that lines up with the edge of my button that's radius 10. So this line here, that point there, is that corner there, that side there of the button, and it's a radius 10, so it's going to be a diameter 20, and I'm just going to mark that for my center point for when I take it down to plan after. So the button goes up like that there. After that then I can draw the little screen there, and the screen, you can see there where the 70 ends, it lines up with there, and then it's 30 wide. I mark that as my 70 there, so I can go down then 5 and 15, 5 there, 15 there, and they both go across 30 mil. So 30 there, take that straight up there, and there. And then I have my lens there. You can see the center of it is up 60. You can see the line going across there for the center, and it's across 65 then. So if I go across 65, up 60, that gives me the center of it. And the two radiuses I have are radius 25 for the inner one and radius 35 for the outer one. So I'll take a radius 25 there, and then a radius 35 for the outer one. Like that. And that then completes the elevation. So what I can do is the last little bit underneath, I can just draw two light lines like that there. Right. Elevation there. In plan view, I'm looking directly down on top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my back line all the way across. I'm going to take my line coming out there, my 35, and across to get my octagonal shape there. So the back corner to corner goes all the way like that there. I have my 35 mil down for this width here. I can draw that heavy. And then I can take this line across. Let's take it lightly for now, because I'm going to be drawing my lens in as well then. And it goes all the way across to where these lines here for my octagonal shape, where they hit. And you can see there, it's 15 further out from this edge here. I'm told that out to that edge is 50 on this side, so you can see there it's 50 out to there, to that point, and then a further 15. So I take out my 50 there, that gives me that corner and that corner, and then I go a further 15 to give me that corner and that corner. And they line up like that there. And that gives me the outline now of my plan view. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to do the lenses here. I'm going to take them down. So just to get the exact points where they're widest, I draw a horizontal line there and extend these out like that there. And I'm told it's 20 for the lens. Outside lens is what I can see. Looking down I can see the outside lens, but there's an inside lens as well, and when we look down top we can't see it, so it has to be hidden detail. So like that there. Next thing I have, I'm going to draw my button. So I already have my center point for my button there, somewhere along that line, and you can see the center lines up with that line there. So if I take that line across, which I already have, there's my center, and it is a radius of 10, which I already have there. Like that there. And then I have that screen on top then, which I already marked out where I did my 2 dots at 10 and 70. So I extend that down there and extend that down there. I'm told it's 5 and 25. So I go down 5 and then a further 25. I can now draw my screen in there. And that then completes the plan view. So once again, I could draw 2 little lines there, right in plan. And the part that you wouldn't have looked at yet in class, the true shapes. The true shape is basically seeing surface S as what it would look like straight on. So the only way you could see the true shape of surface S is if you were to walk around, say, and face exactly at there. So you imagine you're standing there like that. When we're standing for A, if we were standing there looking in this way, that's the view we'd see. Same as if we were looking down on top, that would be our plan view. That's exactly what we'd see there. We need to stand and look in this way, say, to see surface S. So what we usually use in junior cert, we'd use what's called rebattement. It's like taking a hinge, like on a door, and rotating the side around. So what we want to do here is, we want to rotate S around until it's parallel with the front view, and then when we look in, we'd see the true shape of it. I'll be going through that more in class with you, explaining with physical examples. But let's just say I put the hinge at that corner there. I treat surface S like a door. It's like I'd be turning the door around, rotating it until it's parallel with the front of the object. So what we're saying is that length there is the same as that length there. We know with our elevation, our heights never change. So if I take that new width there now and use a colour to show it, that this orange surface here is the true shape of surface S. And I could write that there, TS for true shape of S. So we're saying is that length there, which is the same as that one. You can see initially beforehand when we followed that line up, that was the old width. It would make it look like it's actually narrower than what it is. When we rotate it out to make it parallel, you can see that this length here is actually that length there as a result. So we'll be doing a bit more of that in class when we start looking at auxiliary views and looking at finding true shapes. So hopefully that video helps anybody who's stuck on doing this part here, part E.